What is up guys, Andy Forrest Theme Runner here and welcome back to another video, and today I want to share with you my top 5 workouts to help you become a stronger runner. So the workouts I'm about to share with you today are ones that have been in my training plan for the last 3 or 4 years. I've been dropping them in to most training blocks and I absolutely love them, and I find that these in particular have really helped me over the years become a stronger and faster runner. So what I want to do is share with you guys what those workouts are and then how you guys can adapt them, some variations and how they'll help maybe your 5-10k time or your half marathon and marathon time. Now obviously these workouts are meant to complement your other training, but I guarantee you if you start to do these over the next few training blocks, you really will feel the benefits in the long run. So without further ado, we'll dive in. If you're excited for today, please do give this video a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and we'll start with workout number 1. So the first workout I want to share with you today, which I've really utilised in my 10k and half marathon training, and I think I've done it about 2 or 3 times already this year, or a variation of it, is indeed 600, 400, 200 metre sets. And when I mean sets, I mean you do 600 metres, 400 metres, 200 metres, and then you go again. Now I've done this in sets of 3 or sets of 4, but you guys can do it in sets of 2 for starters and then work your way up. Now, as I said, this is more of a shorter distance workout, but I really feel this one is a good one. The reason being, you're learning and you're teaching your body to go faster on each repetition, and then you've got to dial back and go a longer distance and go again. And I guarantee you, when you get back round to those 600 metre repeats, you will start to feel the burn on set 3 and set 4 if you get that far. Now, what I like to do with these is I do like to treat them as interval runs, so I do tend to run them relatively fast. I don't say my 600 metres at 10k pace, my 400 is 5k, and then my 200 metres is just fast. I tend to say these are all relatively fast, but I do back off very slightly on the 600 metres, and then I make my 400 metres a relatively even effort, and then I really do go for it on the 200 metres, and that's where the burn happens, I find, for me, and that's where I'm teaching my mind after that really fast 200 metres to have to dial it back just a tiny bit and go again for triple the amount of time. It is a really challenging workout when you get to set 3 and 4. If you want to do it by time, you can do it in 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. I've done that as well. I've done this workout this year on the track, on the trails, and on the roads. It is a great versatile workout, and you really can adapt it for the distance that you're training for. And the next workout I want to talk to you about, and that I've really found has helped me over the years, is the kilometre repeats. But I'm going to explain, because obviously this is quite a standard straightforward workout, but I'm going to explain how I've adapted it into my training, how I've used it, and how I've really found that I've got the best out of myself doing kilometre repeats. So as standard, you might do a kilometre repeat workout and you might take 2 or 3 minutes recovery, and you might go relatively fast on those kilometre repeats. It might just be a classic interval session, and you really might take some downtime, maybe walk, a very light jog, and do that sort of thing. That's kind of a standard K-rep session is what I would call it. But if you want to adapt that and how I've used it, what I've done is I've kind of used the K-reps as goal pace in the past. So I might have done 6 to 8 to 10 kilometre repeats, 6 if I'm doing training for 10k, and I would do those at 10k goal pace, but then I will squeeze the rest right down, and I might do 45 seconds rest, or I might just do a minute's rest depending on how I'm feeling that day. And that won't be a light jog, it will be a relatively steady jog. So I find that if I do them at goal pace with a steady jog in between, I really do find that I get some good benefits from that. On the other end of the spectrum, if I'm training for a half marathon or marathon, I've been known to do 10, 12, 15 kilometre repeats at goal half marathon pace, at goal marathon pace, and again squeezing the rest down a little bit to around 1 minute, 1 minute 30. For the more reps I do elongate the rest just a tiny bit, but I never ever go over a minute and a half. It usually is a minute rest in between each kilometre repeat. So using them at goal pace, I find, can make you really disciplined. For me, if I'm doing something like, as I said, a 10k, getting 6 kilometres of work done with steady recoveries in between at goal pace is a massive confidence boost for me. Likewise, if I'm doing 12 kilometres at half marathon pace with a steady short rest in between, that is also a massive confidence boost. Now this third type of workout is what I like to try and call a sandwich workout. I have no idea what it's technically called. You guys will laugh at me, or you guys can correct me in the comments below. But this is basically, here's an example, 4 by 2 minutes, 4 by 30 seconds, 4 by 2 minutes. So I've got the bread either side, the 2 minutes, and then I've got the filling in the middle, the 30 seconds hard. Now, let me explain what this does for you, because this is an absolute beauty of a workout, and I've done this in my last couple of speed blocks and I've really found big benefits, not only just physically, but mentally. Reason being, the bread either side of the fast filling in the middle is always done for me around goal pace. So if I'm doing 10k work, it tends to be either 90 seconds, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, or 2 minutes, 30 seconds and 2 minutes. But if I'm doing half marathon training, it might be something like 3 minutes, 90 seconds, 3 minutes, or even longer than that. It just depends. And the whole idea is shifting gears, putting in surges in the middle of your run, and then having to settle back down into goal pace. What I usually find happens with this type of workout is I usually end up going faster in the final third set than I did in the first set. So what often happens is that speed in the middle kind of gets my legs going, and then having to settle back into goal pace, I usually find a really daunting prospect. But over time, I've actually managed to settle into goal pace and add a little bit more, which I'm not saying is correct, but I'm telling you that's the mental process that this workout gives me. And in a race, when I'm running behind someone, I can see someone 10-20 meters ahead, or I know I'm catching someone, I have that mental strength that allows me to try and latch onto the back of people and then pass them and go again. You'll see it's been a theme of my racing over the last 2, 3, 4 races. I'm sitting back just a little bit and then trying to work through the pack as we go. And working through is such an important part of race strategy, just like this workout. And just like in workout number 1, you race pace, you're going fast, then you've got to settle back in. Basically what you're doing is you're practicing your race surges. Now I'm going to leave this one quite open because it can be done in such a massive variety of ways, but classic timed intervals or fartlek work on undulating terrain. I really do find that doing a lot of my workouts on undulating terrain really helps my leg strength. I found it over the last couple of speed blocks, my half marathon training, and now leading into my marathon block. I'm really finding that my legs are feeling super, super strong. Even when I pick up niggles, when I come straight back, my legs just feel really, really good. And I think there is a time and a place for specificity and flat stuff if you're training for flat roads, and mountains if you're training for mountains. But in the beginning of training blocks and just sprinkling this sort of stuff in here and there throughout your training block, I really feel that undulating terrain, not massive hills, but just nice rolling terrain, doing intervals gets you to work on feel rather than pace. Again, it massively helps in a race because you get to learn your body a bit more. If your pace goes a bit awry in the race, or your watch just decides to stop working, you feel confident in your ability because you know roughly what effort you're putting in. And again, just the undulating terrain, it builds strength. I talked about it in my marathon tips video. I basically said if you struggle to fit in specific hill work or specific hill sessions, or you really just don't fancy it, it's completely up to you, because at the end of the day, a lot of us are just running for fun. Then doing these types of workouts adds a little bit of that strength, and if you continue to add that up, your legs will eventually become or feel like they're steel girders. I'm very grateful that mine feel nice and strong at the moment. Fingers crossed that will carry on into London, but I cannot recommend highly enough taking some of your interval work on to that undulating terrain. And finally, I want to talk about one of my favourite workouts. This is probably a top 3 for me, and that is the 2-mile repeats. I just absolutely love these workouts, and again, I feel from a half marathon and marathon perspective, these are such a useful workout, because again, you can adapt it, shorten the rest, work at goal pace, work faster than goal pace, and do what you want. I in fact did this workout this morning, when the day I'm recording this video, at the start of my London Marathon training block, testing out goal pace, a good little tester just to see where my heart rate was at, where the effort was at in this hot weather we're having at the moment. It's a great workout. Now, for me personally, I love to do these in a half marathon block, usually 3 by 2 miles, and then I might chuck on half mile efforts after the end of that, or I've even gone up to 4 by 2 miles. I find that really, really good. That's 8 miles worth of work, and I find is a brilliant peak workout during a half marathon training block. Again, working at goal pace, again shortening that recovery. So today, for example, I only took 2 minutes recovery, but in the past I've taken 90 seconds, and I think even maybe one time I've done 60 seconds. Just, it keeps you disciplined, it keeps you not running too fast, because you know if you run too fast, those rests and recoveries will be a nightmare. And now I just want it to be just enough time to catch my breath and then go again. Keep that heart rate high, keep working in that zone that I need to be working in. From a marathon perspective, I've done up to 5 by 2 miles, and I've done this in the beginning up to the middle of my training block. I've never done it towards the end because I'm looking at bigger chunks of marathon pace work by the end of my block, but certainly in the beginning and in the middle, it's a great place to drop this one in. There we go, those are my top 5 workouts to hopefully help you guys become stronger and faster runners. I absolutely love all 5 of these workouts. They're brilliant. If you follow me on Strava, you'll see me doing them. As I said, I've just done the 2-mile repeats. You'll see me do some kilometre repeats during this marathon training block, and you'll see me do undulating interval work as well. You'll see a lot of stuff, as I said, if you follow me on Strava. Link is in the description below. And what I'd love to hear from you guys is what your favourite workouts are and how you found they've helped you over the years. Drop some comments down there and let's help each other out. As per all the videos, I'd love to see some great workout suggestions that I can incorporate into my training and you guys can incorporate into yours as well. And obviously, if you've got any questions on the workouts I talked about and how anything more specific and how you can incorporate them into your training, do let me know and I'd love to be able to help you there. That's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Until then.